So yeah, I thought I'd join live today so we could do a meditation for Linda Smith Brown, my friend who is still missing. Um, wow, I don't think at the beginning of a new year I faced so much trials and tribulations as this one. So I don't know how you guys are feeling. We're still in the heaviness of, it's either Capricorn or Sagittarius. One form of astrology says Capricorn, another form of astrology is Sagittarius. So maybe there's a little bit of both. Isn't this cute? It's my Christmas mug. I made myself some tea. I started drinking bay leaf tea. So yeah, so get yourself something to drink, run to the bathroom, get a crystal. Because I got to tell you this story. Well, it's more of a vision. Okay. So, and it usually happens, what I figured for me, I don't know for you, but I figured out that the strongest visions are just about as you're about to wake up. And you usually remember those. So yeah, I've been having some interesting visions, interesting dreams. So we're processing a lot right now. We're processing a lot. The dreamy quality is like where you're working things out on an emotional level. Especially when there's major disruption in the family. So, and for a lot of people right now, my friend, she's affected so many people's lives. You know, we're all thinking about her. We loved her. She was such a special, glowing kind of being. You know, diligent teacher. You know, the kids loved her. She taught science. My friend Linda Smith Brown. Brown was her married name. So I'm praying things come into the light. You know, I did throw out the world card on her, so I think we're eventually going to know. I should probably go back and see if I can get a more timely reading. But I got the world card upright, so. All right, so let's do a meditation. We're already going into meditation. Let me put my cup down here. Yeah, I'm drinking bay leaf. Bay leaves are really good for the stomach, the digestion. That's something I learned. I didn't know that. And they're also good for your immune system. And then to that I added some rose. I have this interesting concoction. You put in like 3/4 of a teaspoon of powdered reishi mushrooms. So the reishi mushrooms are really good for tonifying your system. And then when you add it to the bay leaves, in my opinion, you know, you can talk to your doctor, whoever, pharmacist. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So, you know, whatever you want to believe, but I believe, I do the research, and because I thought, well, bay leaves, and I should have had my bay leaves here. They're huge. I mean, I've never seen such big bay leaves. They're from India, and they're organic, and they're about 3 inches long. So I'll have to take a picture of those and post it. So let me clear. So we're clearing again through the feet, so we're letting go of a lot of emotional baggage. Yeah, so I just belched so I could feel that energy just coming out. And sometimes when that energy shifts in your body, you might feel like a belching or something. So just allow it to flow out. Or some gas or something, you know. I just feel these days I need to really do more fasting, more clearing, drinking more teas that are healing. And then the nice thing about the bay leaves is they're kind of thick, kind of leathery type of leaves. You know, they're not your paper thin peppermint leaves. That would be good in this tea too. So the bay leaves mixed with the other tea with the rishis, you're working with your digestive system and your immune system, and I really feel that they're connected together. Everything's connected, right? So remember a few days ago I threw out the cards on that dentist and his wife? So now, I don't know, on one of the cameras out there, they have a guy walking with a hoodie on. But I saw in my reading, I don't think it's just a guy. I think it was a woman that was involved in this. I mean, that's what I pulled in the cards, unless I'm totally off with this. So, and I picked up that it was connected either to the School of Dentistry. Maybe he presented there. Maybe there was a triangle going on. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Nowadays, people do crazy, dangerous things. So I think we have to respect our bodies more. We have to respect each other more. We need to put on that, what was it, Diana Ross song, Respect. I should put that on with the bay leaves. I'll try to post that. I'll try to put that together for later. All right, guys, so let's do a meditation because, like I said, my friend is still missing. And you could allow your body to move. Like I said, it doesn't have to move to the right. My body goes to the right. I mean, it goes through different movements, right? So as we're healing right now in the fifth dimension, you're going to allow your body to be cleansed, your body to go through different movements. And like I said, there's the golden spiral, right? So as we're in the golden spiral, we're sitting here and talking in meditation. We're going to allow ourselves to send out that love and joy that we feel in our hearts right now for all these problems in the world. I mean, there's layers of them. It's like we're scraping off. Are we scraping off the first layer, or are we scraping off the last layer? See, so we're shedding our skin still till the middle of February, because that's when the real Chinese New Year takes place, right? And that's going to move into the fire horse. So there's going to be a lot of quick moving changes, right? The Neptune is going to move out of Pisces. It's going to move into Aries. So it's going to take more center stage. So, you know, I think we have to really protect our water systems. So hopefully there'll be leadership, because Aries is also the sign of leadership, to protect our water systems. We really have to become conscious of that. I was kind of pissed at my son yesterday because I had all these bottles washed out, bleached out, washed out, you know, labels removed, and I was going to fill them up with some pure water to put back down in the basement. And he doesn't even listen to me, and he took out the tops of the bottles, so I said, you know, I just have to recycle them all. He took away, I don't know, sometimes people don't connect, right, mentally with you. And it's hard, it's a struggle. And to me, that's like a sign of disrespect. So I had to tell him that, and that's so hard to do. Because it's hard to struggle and tell someone that you love the truth, right? You have to stand up for yourself. So yeah, I'm really glad that we can reach out in Facebook. I thank you guys all for being here. So we're going to do a little bit deeper meditation. We're going to send out love and joy to anyone who's missing in the world right now. I just feel so crushed it had to be my friend. Well, she was more of a colleague, you know, but a friendly colleague. I mean, once you have that connection, you always have that connection, you know. And she was an amazing person. And I don't know what broke her heart. So let's meditate. We'll go into a meditation and a healing, and I'm going to do some Reiki. You know, just let the energy flow through your body. Let the divine spirit fill you with love and joy. No, we can't solve every problem in the world, but we can open our hearts to the problems that we connect with. And those are the ones we need to focus on. Those are the ones we need to send light and joy to. So I'm going to title this video, Was It an Angel or an Intergalactic? Because last night when I went into my, I call it the 3 phases of the dreaming stage, right? When you're conked out, then you go through the dreaming stage, and then all of a sudden, you might have this cognitive vision right before you wake up. Now, I don't know, you might have it somewhere else. Maybe, I'm the only one who has it, at that time of day. So maybe I can't say that that's yours. You might have your precognitive vision right when you fall asleep. So yeah, maybe I don't really know that part. I just know what's true for me. That I see the vision part right before I wake up, and I remember it. And, I was looking at some housing, some rooms, because I might be thinking of moving in the future. And, I saw this really long room, and then I saw, I was just kind of like touring this house, right? And then I heard someone at the door, and I went to the door, and I looked through the window of the door, and there was like this angelic, I thought it was an angel at first, like an angelic being standing there. But then I didn't see those like wishy white things come out of their body. And then as I meditated on it, I thought, I think it was an intergalactic. And it was like solid energy. It was like solid energy. Like there was a solid presence. So I think that people that are going to open to receiving, because the intergalactics are not going to bother the people that are still in 3rd dimension. They want to contact the people in 5th dimension so we can transform the planet. Okay, so we're here to be healers, right? I mean, if you're listening to this, you're probably some type of healer or meditator. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to work my chat thing yet. So, I mean, I don't get many chats back. I usually get thumbs up or something like that. But I don't get many chats back. So maybe there's something on my end I'm not setting up right to get the chats back. Or maybe there's somewhere I'm not going in here in my device to get the chats back. But all I need to feel like we need to connect at this time to our hearts. We really need to connect here because these are really trials and tribulations. So we can't just think about our feelings, even though we're going to feel. But we can't like wallow in those. Okay, we have to allow ourselves to heal and allow others to heal and allow others to go through the shedding of the snake, the skin of the snake, right? So they say right now until almost the middle of February, so we still have some time to go through some cleansing. They say it's a good time to eat a piece of skin, like the skin of a fish, like salmon, like crunchy salmon skin. I love crunchy salmon skin, or some chicken or some turkey. So I actually did that. I had that. I think there's something about the skin and the fat in the middle of the winter time right now with the shedding of the skin that it's important to eat a little bit of that. But you'd have to ask your own doctor. Okay. So yeah, so let's just go into a little bit of a deeper meditation here. This thing I was researching too, it's called the Orion Bioscan. But, I can't find any of them in Illinois. So I wonder if there's like a training in this. Because it says it's a breakthrough technology in the field of anti-aging. Experience the most advanced technology today. The Orion, I like the way they named it, right? I got to put some oil in my scalp. My scalp is too itchy. It's too dry. Although I think it's softer than it was, but I'm going to have to put some of that bindi oil in. I told you about that bindi oil, right? Yeah. And it's normal to shed at this time of year. So I don't know why people are all freaked out when they brush their hair and the hair comes out, because this is the time of year we're going to start shedding a little bit as we get closer to spring, right? So I don't know, that's what I find. Yeah, so I don't know, this sounds light years ahead. It's the most advanced technology today. Anti-aging and life extension, the Orion Bioscan facilitates cellular rejuvenation. Regeneration. Well, it's the same thing, right? Rejuvenation, regeneration. Maybe regeneration is a little bit deeper, right? Because rejuvenation might, it's on a molecular level. Wow. So I don't know. There's some really, remember we talked about that? There's going to be inventions. But I believe this 3D molecular resonance imaging technology, I'm going to show this to my acupuncturist on Saturday. I really believe that there's all these things coming out to heal our bodies. I think we have to stay optimistic. I think we have to stay optimistic. And I don't know what happened to my friend. I don't know if she had a medical episode, but, I hope they're scanning the neighborhoods for her car. Her car has to be somewhere. They have the license plate number. So I don't know, did she pass out in her car and leave her body and people can't see her because she'd be lying down on the seat? I mean, I don't know. I just know that we have to pray for her. I feel so bad for the whole family, everybody, all my colleagues, all my friends. Linda Smith. That's why I don't care about this product. I mean, I love the product. I think it's a good product. But I find that some of the particles don't dissolve in the water. Maybe I should have had hotter water. I'll have to try it again. All right, let's do one more meditation for everything that's going on in the planet and families and with children and law enforcement and, I mean, you name it, there it is, right? All right. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I saw an angel. At first I thought it was an angel, and as I kept looking at the being behind the door that I went to open, right, I was like I was stopped in my tracks. And I felt I was like magnetized. It felt like an intergalactic as I kind of processed this experience. So yeah, I think everyone right now is going to have some very interesting experience, especially if you're opening to fifth dimension. What can I say? We're in it now. We're moving in it. We're in Capricorn or Sagittarius, wherever we're at astrologically. We're in it, and there's 5 planets that are in both of those signs or one of those signs. You'd have to research that yourself. And this is a good time for letting go of stuff and getting your home organized. All right, so we're going to do one more meditation. And like I said, you might feel some magnetic energy coming up through your feet. So you might want to tune into that. It feels very magnetic, at the bottom of your feet. And then sometimes you might feel it go up your legs and into your thighs and into your hips. All right, so let's take a breath. We're going to go right into the golden spiral. So let's let our light shine for everyone out there in YouTube land, right? That needs a healing. This is supposed to be the miracle time. I'm ready. Ready to ride that magic carpet ride, right? You want to be in the whole system of divine energy. And just whatever needs to be cleansed for your system, let it fall away. Yeah, so I wish for peace on earth, goodwill to men. We can live in a peaceful world. We can work together to grow food and to get rid of the chemicals and the plastic. I mean, with all these volcanoes going off, take all that excess plastic and dump it into volcanoes. I mean, to me, why bury it in the ground? The volcanoes will take care of it. They're like the fire dragons on the planet, right? Those are our fire dragons. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of disruption. Look at this land of California, right? The Pacific coast is falling in the ocean. But then off of that area, I think, was it off of Hawaii? Yeah, that's probably why Hawaii will go under most of it. There's supposed to be, what was that? Lost Colony of Mu. So you could find a book on that. Lost Colony of Mu, M-U. So they had a civilization there that was like more spiritually minded than the Atlanteans. Like the Atlanteans, not that they didn't create or do that, but I think they were so into technology, they became almost robotic. Whereas the Lost Colony of Mu was more, how would you say, more fifth dimension. It was more like cooperation among all the people there. The people had to understand each other. So yeah, so that's what we want on this planet right now. We really want cooperation and peace. So look at the darkness, but don't get sucked in by it. So stop watching so much violence on TV. Let's bring back some good television that makes people happy and want to be alive and, take care of each other. We can't be so self-centered that we don't see that. All right, I'm going to do one more clearing. Let's do one more clearing. I should really go out and feed my birds. I haven't fed them yet. They're just flying around. This is pretty good. This is pretty clear. All right, so that's good. So our meditations are working. So so when you're feeling stressed out, you don't have to do an hour meditation, okay? You could do, 5 minutes. Just take a breath and sit down, okay? Because, otherwise, like my daughter-in-law says, you're spiraling, right? Why let ourselves be spiraling, right? You have to come back into your center. Isn't that amazing? There's 2 of them coming up. I really don't know what the one on the left is. That could be part of the one in the middle. It's an amaryllis. Didn't I post this before? I think I posted it before. So yeah, I wish the best for all of you. I think, but a lot of people that I know, almost everyone I talk to, almost everyone that I speak to is going through a lot right now. So this is testing our karma, right? It's testing us. So we have to stay centered. So you want to eat right. That's why I started eating my brown rice again. Well, it's kind of a mixed brown rice. It's by Lundberg. I'm going to put some, although then I ordered from the Zabars. I think I told you that in one of my videos. I ordered from this Jewish restaurant in New York City. I said, I want to have bagels from New York City. And so I put in this whole order, right? And they packed it really well. They put it in this like ice casing. It was all frozen and dry ice. It was like amazing. And it had like a lot of bagels in there. And I got what did I get? My friend loved it. It was some kind of fish, whitefish, I think, smoked whitefish. And we sat there and ate it. Oh my God, it was so enjoyable. And the bagels, very good. Probably the best bagels I've had. All right, so stop. That's enough of that. I might want to get something to eat more than just coffee, but the tea. Well, I did do coffee, I did do tea. I am trying to monitor how much water I put in my body. So I fill up these with some spring water. These are BPH free. But yeah, I don't use a microwave in my house. I don't even have one in my house. I think the energy of a microwave is really toxic, but no one really talks about it, so that's how I feel. I have that intuitive feeling that it is not good to put anything in a microwave. But you have to listen to your own intuition about things too. But that's what I'm thinking. All right, let's do one more meditation. And then I'm going to get back to my paper product village here. It's like my daughter-in-law says, you're like the hamster, you're making all your piles. And I go, yeah, I got piles for acupuncture and healing. I have acupuncture. I have teaching. So I'm organizing everything into these piles, right? And then I'm thinking, well, then eventually I might use them or not use them, right? But at least I'm trying to like let go and organize. Because when you're teaching like 5 days a week, actually, I told you this before, it's a 7-day-a-week job, right? It's like your mind is always, always on the children. Like even if I go back and sub, say I get that pack and I go back and sub at the Catholic school, your mind, even if I go there and work 2 days a week, right? My mind is still going to be on those kids because that's how it is. You make a connection with the children and they're so special, And so let's pray and meditate for the children in our world that are so abused by either society. My daughter-in-law, she said we had to take the iPod and whatever they bought him, the iPod, they had to take it away from my grandson because he'd be getting up in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock to go on the iPad. So they had to remove it from the home. So now he's playing again. And, we had a discussion at dinner. I said it right in front of his dad. I said, you cannot do that. Because I said, either we're going to put you on a timer. So the parents said, you know what, this is enough. Let's just take it out of the house. So they took it out of the house and it had good results. He's behaving better with his dad. And his dad and him are communicating better. See, because his dad, he doesn't, he's dealing with a second grader. I don't think he has the patience to deal with a second grader. Second graders can push your buttons. Especially nowadays. So, and we had I said, I said to him at the dinner table, I said, you're not the only second grader who's ever done this. I didn't want him to feel like bad or guilty about it. I said, other kids have too at my school. And we had to tell their parents to take away their iPads or whatever it was. I wanted him to understand that he's not a bad kid. It's just a big temptation. And it's too big for him, for a little kid who's in second grade. It was too much for him. So yeah, I feel like my daughter-in-law, she did the right thing. They had to take it away. But then I think that we have to gradually bring it back too. Because otherwise then you're not letting him, what would it call? Maybe bring it in the house like 1 day a week or something. Bring it back, right? And then gradually see if he can discipline himself. All right, so enough of that. But, it's a whole story going on in my family. There's a lot of stuff going on in our families right now. So I also want to pray and meditate for all your families out there, because I tell you, I do the rosary every day. See, this is good for digestion. I feel it. Bay leaves. I feel it working on my digestion. And then also the reishi mushrooms, and you can research this yourself or ask your doctor. That's the king of the mushrooms. So in the mushroom kingdom, you have the rishis. And it's so tonifying and so healing for your kidneys and your whole body. So yeah, let's do one more meditation, okay? And if you have to go, I understand. You can always plug in later, right? Yeah, so I really was startled by that vision. I'm going to have to write about it now. I really want to sit down and write about it. I have something I want to get a quick write machine, but I don't know which one to get. So I think right now I'm going to just plug in my flash drive and go to Microsoft Word, and I'm just going to start writing. I don't like typing on a computer because I just find the keys don't go fast enough for me. They stick, and then they jump words, and they jump letters, and it's like a pain in the butt. So I'm going to get a quick write because I want something that when I type, I can go as fast as I want because the computer keys are too slow for me. My mind moves like pretty quickly. All right, guys, I love you. Let's just, let me just put, hold on a minute. Yeah, let's radiate that love out there, that pink light, right? And if you are thinking about moving, talk to your relatives. You know, and I'm thinking, I said to my daughter-in-law, you know, I said, you know, I look at houses, but I said, I'm not sure where they're located. You know, I said, I really need a quiet area. So I said we'd have to look at them online together, right? So, because I think with everything's going on in their relationship, I think I need to be closer to them. You know, it might come to that. That would be my motivator. Remember, I always talk about a motivator. So let's be honest with ourselves right now, right? We have to stay in our centers, and we often have to ask, well, what's best for me right now? And then you want to reach out to all your friends and all your neighbors. What is good for them right now? And then we take our energy, right, and we play with it. You know, you could start with the energy up. And, you know, you might even feel your body move when you do this, right? So just allow your body to vibrate. It's because you're receiving the healing. And just like let it kind of flow in through your fingers and down into your arms and into your shoulders and into your back and into your low back and into your hips and into your legs and into your feet. All right, my lovies. Yeah, so stay on that magic carpet ride, ride of life and love. We'll meet again.